Hi guys, and welcome back to another Dot Race video, and today we're going to be playing MXGP 2020, and we are here in Valkenswaard in the Netherlands for round 2 of this MXGP Championship. So here we are on the right hand side, waiting for the grids to drop, and they have dropped. Brilliant start on board this Yamaha. We'll try and take the whole shot if we can, but it's going to be difficult. We do manage to get into the front. Yes, it's the Fox's whole shot for Grant. Super difficult corner to navigate there to try and make sure that we got into the whole shot position, and you betcha we managed it. And what a start this is going to be in a very rainy and damp circuit here in Holland. We've got to do everything we can now to make sure that they don't catch us up. It's not my best circuit in the world. I do really like the track. I think it's fantastic. Lots of undulation, lots of different styles of corners. Oh, we get a little bit out of shape there on the downhill section. We'll flick it to the right hand side and we'll try and just keep pushing now. We got the whole shot, we got the job done. We started in the worst possible place in my opinion, and yet we still managed to finish, well, at least start in the top position by the end of the first lap, or near enough too. So grand job there for Grant. Very pleased in that performance for the Yamaha man. Now we have a couple of riders behind. There's a little bit of a gap forming, but nothing too special. But we'll keep an eye on it as this race progresses. We're going to chuck up in the inside of the smaller, tighter berm at the end of this particular corner. Gauthier Paulan, Paul Jonas is there as well. They're battling it out for 3rd place and 4th place respectively, as I'm struggling to try and find the correct line for this particular section of track. Nice bit of a scrub there, but we do get a little bit out of shape there once we land. And there is Tim Geiser. He won in MXGP 2020 last season, at least it was for race 1. We'll try and chase down the man in the Honda because I don't fancy giving up the position already. Not this soon. Maybe later on if I can put a fight in as we get really close to the end of the Honda there. Can we dive over the inside here? Up onto the left-hand side where the old start would have been? Not quite. Geyser, very, very strong. We do have the change of direction now, going over the corner a little bit to the left, to the right, to the left once again. Like a dancing move, we're getting him right on the tail. Tim Geyser, careful not to land on top of the man. Wow, that was super close, but Grant is now into the lead after almost crushing Tim Geyser with my Yamaha. So now onto the left-hand side we go once again. A little bit of a jump here. Difficult to try and navigate that properly, to try and get the jump, or at least the landing upon the exit of that particular jump. So now into the bottom to the right-hand side. Oh, Geyser's there once again. The man on the Honda dived up on the inside without question. He's seen the gap and he went for it. This one-man battle scrap is now turning into 2 or 3 people. This is getting a little bit worrying. We'll chuck it onto the right-hand side. Careful not to cut the corner there. This game can be very, very lethal when it comes to cutting corners. Paul Jonas, Gauthier Paulan, he's having a great race so far. And if he is able to stay and hold that position, that would be a fantastic result for the Frenchman. But we are back on it, chasing down Tim Geyser. Now, of course, there is no more precipitation. The rain has indeed stopped. And I tell you what, this track has dried out pretty quickly. Way too quickly in the sense of a realism stand. But that is what we've got to deal with right now. And it looks like Tim Geyser is getting away with it somewhat as Paul Jonas now gets ahead of me. Paul Jonas didn't even hesitate there. He got straight up on the inside with using his speed, and we are now onto the back foot. We do have Tonus behind us as well, and what a manoeuvre up on the inside as Jonas, but Paul Jonas fights back once again. I love that mentality from both riders there. One gets ahead of the other fights back immediately. We have to stick with that theory and strategy and go back at Paul Jonas now the second we get the opportunity. Nice big jump there to try and get into back into it, or just get anywhere near to the rear of Paul Jonas, but not quite. So Tim Geyser's actually slowed down a little bit. Jonas could not only be catching up to Tim Geyser, but he could be getting away with it with the speed he's got right now. We don't seem to have the same oomph or grind or grit that these guys do right now, but we'll dive up into the inside, into the berm. We might be able to dive up the inside of the man on the Husqvarna. It's going to be super close, but I don't think we'll be able to get it done. Grant is back into 2nd place as Tim Geyser still leads this Grand Prix, but for how much longer? Race 1 is his for now, but will it be? As we cut the corner very temporarily there, thankfully no penalty or no restart was given there as we go for a big jump. We are back in pursuit mode, chasing down Tim Geyser. Chuck it onto the left-hand side, the first berm that you see, and try and get into there. I don't know where the best line is for this particular section of track. It's very difficult. Maybe to the left-hand side there, looks a little bit flatter, but right now it's difficult to see when you're going as fast as you can and in serious pursuit mode and have someone trailing just behind you. So back onto the right-hand side, big jump now, get into the second of the berms there, and Tim Geyser is going to be the one to initiate the final 2 laps. There he is in the lead. He's roughly a second and a bit as Tonus and Jonas are right behind us there, rhyming accidentally, thank Thanks, guys. As we now flick onto the left-hand side, we are sort of chasing down Tim Geiser, but we're just not quite there yet. He's just got that little bit extra on the Honda compared to us on the Yamaha, but goodness me, we tackled that section extremely well. And now a big jump here, trying to avoid that little bit of a jump, go around the outside of this particular jump, then flick it to the left-hand side. Goodness me, that we're on an absolute charge right now. We're on a tear. Can we chase down the man in first position? Tim Geiser is riding extremely well, but I think we're riding that little bit better now. We've heard a Cairoli time before in the final 2 laps. Have we heard a Grant time? Grant's clock is on. If the stopwatch is here, the alarm clock is turned off. Let's crack on. We don't need the alarm clock right now. We're quite well awake as we'll get over the little bit of a jump here. Try not to jump it too far. Same to be said here, and the next corner. Goodness me, we almost clipped the inside lines too much there, so we would have been given a rewind where it sends you back into the track. Now into the first berm. Get onto the left-hand side. That familiar left boot of Dr. Ace is sticking into the floor, trying to help balance ourselves round. Tim Geiser is under pressure. Grant is putting it on right now. Let's see if we can follow Tim Geiser. A little bit of a jump here, a little bit of a mess there, but not too bad. We're still on it, full 120%. Big jump now, getting closer and closer to Tim Geiser. Paul Jonas has died up on the inside. Brilliant manoeuvre from him. Paul Jonas could be a shout in for the win now as well. We could try and attack Jonas. Brilliant move up on the inside of Jonas. Can we go for the 2 for 1? Buy one, get one free, you betcha. Brilliantly done there. Grant is now into the lead in this MXGP Race 1 of Valkenswaard. This is magnificent performance from Grant. I thought we were dead in the water. I thought we were going to be beaten up once the track had dried out, but that is quite the opposite. We are on an absolute tear right now. This is fantastic stuff. This is brilliant. I am so pleased to be bringing back MXGP 2020, so I'm so glad the Aces wanted it. I'm having a very good time right now, as you can tell, and so are you. Everyone's happy. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It would mean a lot. But we go into the first berm. We aren't out of this just yet. The Slovenian Tim Geiser is not too far behind. You have Jonas and you have Tonus there as well, and now Powerland's there. We could be under serious pressure, but it's all depending on what we can do now. Stay focused, keep pushing, and hashtag stay ace like always. And I tell you what, we might have this one in the bag. What a race here. The Dutch fans are going to be very pleased with this one so far. If they're not, then they are a hard crowd to please. But right now, this is going super well, and we could be taking another victory. Super pleased with that one. Be very, very impressed if we can manage to take another victory in this MXGP Championship. But right down to the final couple of jumps now, to the final corner, brilliantly navigated. Nice jump, it's going to be Grant. Grant is going to do the business here in Race 1. Valkenswaard, go to Grant. So look at the results. Grant wins with Tim Geiser and Paul Jonas with 2nd and 3rd place respectively. And now it's time for Race 2 here in Valkenswaard. So let's get on with it once again. So no rest for the wicked, we are back on the grid and they have dropped. Let's try and get the whole shot just like we did in Race 1. Of course, the only difference is we started on the opposite side and we still managed to get the Fox's whole shot. Brilliantly done there for Grant. Big thumbs up from the Aces, from the fans, from the subscribers, the likes and the viewers and the commenters. Everyone is liking that whole shot. Now if we can do the business once again in Valkenswaard for Race 2, then I'm going to be very, very happy. Now, of course, difficult circumstances because the rain is much, much heavier than Race 1. Of course, Race 1 actually dried out, and you have to race completely different. We've seen in Matterley where we tried to just gently bring the throttle on in most corners and just tried to take it a little bit easier than we were in Race 1. Race 2 gave us a victory in Matterley. Can Race 2 in Valkenswaard do us the same thing right now? Nice little jump here, a little bit of a whip there just to move the bike into the right position. Not really much of a difference in the sense of up to Monster Energy Supercross, it's the same sort of style, but of course you don't have the arcade points coming up on the screen if you weren't aware. So now into the left hand side, into the first berm we go, into that first one, not the one on the second there because it's a little bit too higher. We might tackle that one later on if I need to, but right now we don't really need to. Pushing out very, very forwards and just going for it here, nice big jump. Didn't really get the jump we would have wanted there, but we are into the lead and looking quite comfortable right now. Nice little bit of a jump there. I remember Sean Simpson going down there last season. The Scottish man got hurt quite heavily as he was winded. No chance of that happening to us right now, but there are a couple of riders chasing. Oh my goodness! I've just cursed Sean Simpson. He just went down as I just mentioned his crash last season. I cannot believe that's just happened. I'm so sorry to Sean Simpson. But for the time being, back to the action at hand. Grant, of course, in the helmet cam, doing a stellar job, keeping anyone and nobody at the bay because no one's really challenged him. There is Jeremy Seaward just behind, but he is not close enough to really mention in the sense of a battle. So we're right now 1 minute remaining until we drop into the final couple of laps. So we just have to keep doing what we've been doing and just focus on the main event itself. Of course, main event being the same as race 1, race 2 in the likes of Monster Energy Supercross. So once again, guys, I think I mentioned it earlier in the video, but I just want to quickly say thanks again for watching the MXGP videos. I'm so pleased to be bringing these back. They didn't have much interest when I first brought them out, but I'm good to see a little bit of interest there as we make a bit of a mistake on the left-hand side. Unfortunately, the MX games and the Monster Energy Supercross games aren't quite as heavily viewed on the channel, but I do enjoy doing them nonetheless, and I still want to do them for the 50 or 100 people who still enjoy the videos. But anyway, back to the action at hand. We are getting chased down by Jeremy Seaward, another Yamaha man with high aspirations and hopes of taking a victory here in Valkenswaard. Of course, Grant did the first one, Seaward wants the second one. I don't think that's going to happen, Sunbeam. I'm going to be defending as well as possible. You see me going into the first and second corner. We were absolutely impervious, didn't even give Paul Jonas a chance to finish in second place. We dived up at the inside of him, and of course did the business and the better to Tim Geiser. So we make a little bit of a mistake there. I shouldn't have been talking so proudly of that particular moment because Jeremy Seaway is right behind us now. Not the best of exits going onto this difficult part of the track. I do find it not as easy to navigate around here, but we still managed to navigate it quite well nonetheless. I think I more or less struggled on MXGP 2019 rather than MXGP 20. Of course, easy to get the games mixed up sometimes. But of course, 2 laps remaining. Is it Grant time once again? Got quite intense last time. Will it be doing the same here now for race 2? No matter what happens, we'll be holding on to the red plate next race out, which I cannot wait for. I've really enjoyed these MXGP videos, and I feel like I'm riding at my best at the minute in MXGP, better than I have done previously, that's for damn sure, as Jeremy Seaward is still in second place and putting on some serious pressure. We're going to have to try and just defend everywhere we can, but right now in first position with only the same amount of laps remaining, not too bad. Just keep defending, keep doing the business, and we could be coming home with a nice chunky amount of points. Seaway into second, Glenn Coldenoff is now into third place. Of course, he would love a wonderful victory here. Right at home, of course, he's very much feeling the track right now. As another quick glance behind us just to see where Jeremy Seaward is. Is Jeremy Seaward going to be close enough for an overtaking manoeuvre towards the end of this particular lap? Nice big jump there, a little bit out of shape, but it's quite okay. We're still in the first position. Nice little bit of a jump here. I can't seem to get that jump right. But I tell you what, Jeremy Seaward, never mind asking about the gap because Jeremy Seaward is now into first place. We'll have to do to him what we did to Paul Jonas last time out as contact's made there. Seaward is now into first position. Is he temporarily? No, he's back into first position. We must try and get ahead of the Swiss man. Couldn't even speak there as Jeremy Seaward is up into the first position. We'll be trying to chase him down now and trying to beat him. He's done a wonderful job of just staying calm, waiting for the right moment to attack, and he went for it. We need to be doing the same now, or just to fight back immediately as we just clip the side of the jump there. Follow him around this track, stay with him, but try not to take too much dirt into the eye because we are going to struggle with seeing him. But right now, left-hand side, good section of track coming up now. We just have to make sure we're still competitive and we can stay with him. We might be able to have the jump up at the inside. We got Geiser here early on as he also tried to get us as we get up at the inside of Jeremy Seaward. Grant is back into the lead. What a battle we have once again here in Valkenswaard for race 2. Race 1 was an all-time classic, and race 2 has the same condiments on the table, waiting for some scoff and some grub to come down to the final corner. Yes, you know it's going to be a tasty finish if things say the same. We're going to try and take a wider line here just in case Seaward decides to try and dive over the inside. I have been beaten before with him trying to take that inside line as well of me and end up pushing me out wide. But Grant is in the lead. Will he be able to maintain this pace? Is Seaward going to do the business? Is Seaward going to deny us? Grant gets a little bit out of shape. He's touching the outside of the track. Chuck it into the right side. Seaward now into the lead. Grant's got to do everything he can. Oh, Grant's gone down! Oh, no way! Grant's gone down. Boges has taken over into third place. Seaward will win, and Grant will finish off of the podium for the first time in a couple of races. Devastating finish. Race results are in for race 2. Jeremy Seewer wins with Glenn Koldenoff and Brian Boge as the two Dutchmen finishing on the podium. And of course Grant just misses out. It might not have been the double victory that we all wanted here in Valkenswaard, but nonetheless, Grant will still go home with the championship lead. He is the red plate owner, as everything is still fine and dandy and rosy, as Grant is still leading the championship by a nice chunk of points. Of course, we'll check that out in a moment's time, but Jeremy Seewer and Glenn Koldenoff finish on the podium for the Grand Prix results in total. So there is your Grand Prix winner of Valkenswaard here in the Netherlands, Matt Grant on the Gebben van Venrooy Yamaha Racing. That is the face of a man who's just taken the red plate once again. So there is the championship standings. Grant leads quite comfortably now by 19 points ahead of Tim Geiser and Glenn Koldenoff. Arnon Tonos sits there in 4th place with 59 points. What a performance, what a season, and I cannot wait for race 3. So guys, as always, thank you very much for watching the video. Like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed. Hit the notification bell to be alerted to every single dot race upload. And upon the note guys, thanks for watching and ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more dot race content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single Dr. Ace video.